Right, here we are. Look, hello everybody watching this webinar. Unfortunately I can't be part of the webinar today, so I've done a little short pre-recording. My name's Dr Joe Toscano and I'm the convener for the West Papua Rent Collective. And now most of you who are involved in this webinar understand what the Rent Collective is all about, but if there's any new viewers or listeners, I'll explain once again what the Rent Collective is. In late 2014, my late wife and I, Ellen Jose, we first met the West Papuan activists here in Melbourne and believed that they required a suitable space in which to conduct their activities. And we went ahead over the next 12 months and organised the West Papuan Rent Collective. And in 2015, we were paying the rent for an office in Docklands in Melbourne, in Collins Street of all places, in a very, very interesting building, which is totally self-contained, to conduct their independence movement. Now, obviously there are some members of the Rent Collective watching this, and there are many who are not members of the Rent Collective. The idea of the Rent Collective is very simple. By donating $1 a day to the Rent Collective, that's 365 days a year, and we have a group of around 60 people in the Rent Collective, we can actually pay the rent. Now, it is our job to raise the money to pay the rent. That frees up West Papuan independence activists to actually conduct their campaign free of harassment by the government, because they're using their money to pay for the office, because we are providing the money, some of us anonymously and some of us are more than happy to say that we are members of the Rent Collective. And what we've done now for the last 5 years is actually provide the financial resources for the office to continue to function. Now, the Corona-19 crisis has meant a change in the activities in the office, because no longer can people actually use the office. More than one person can use the office. And we're currently in negotiations with the owners of the office regarding a temporary rent reduction over the next 6 months. That doesn't mean we still don't need new collective members, Rent Collective members, because some people have died since then. Some people like Rick Simpson have become very sick. Others have lost their jobs, so we actually need new members. Now, donations are not tax deductible. You can donate anonymously. But what's important is that we keep the work of the West Papuan independence movement alive. West Papua has not only had to deal with 60 years of Indonesian occupation, and over the last 12 months there's been a flare-up in the warfare between West Papuan activists and the Indonesian military, but now they have to deal with the issue of COVID-19, which is an exceptionally difficult virus to deal with in the living circumstances that most West Papuans find themselves in. So it's essential that West Papuan activists in this country are able to conduct their independence campaign through the COVID-19 crisis. And I am begging you, and I normally don't beg, I don't tend to beg, if you are a member of the Rent Collective, I am asking you to continue to donate the rent during the next 6 months. I know it may be difficult because there are financial constraints, but I think it's very important that we continue to pay that rent. If you are not a member of the Rent Collective and you do have some disposable income, you can make a one-off contribution if you wish. You can make a contribution on a monthly basis, $30 a month, or you can pay $360 up front. Now, the West Papuan Independence Office in Melbourne is the only independence office which is run and staffed by West Papuans. There are obviously solidarity offices around the world, but the difference between the Melbourne office and the other offices is that the West Papuans have total and complete control on how they conduct their activities, what they deem to be important, and how that independence campaign is conducted in this country, and how they can actually assist people in West Papua and other parts of the world to promote the cause of West Papuan independence. Let's not forget, West Papua is only 67 kilometres from the Australian coast. Let's not forget we have many West Papuan refugees in this country. Let's not forget we've had West Papuan refugees who've been sent back to Indonesia, who've been killed within 2 or 3 months of their arrival back in that country. And let's not forget that the independence struggle, COVID-19 crisis or not, is an ongoing struggle, both at the political level and at the self-defence level. So I'm encouraging you to join the West Papua Rent Collective. So how do you do it? Well, it's simple. You walk into any branch of the Commonwealth Bank and you hand over $30, or you hand over $360 for a year, $30 for a month. You can donate anonymously if you wish. If you don't want to walk into a branch, there's all these fancy internet things you can do. But first of all, you need to know the details of the bank account. Well, it's very simple. You can either contact DFAT, D-F-A-I-T, Federal Republic of West Papua.org and get the details off them, or you can leave a message at any time on my phone, 04 39 395 489, 04 39 395 489. And if you're not computer literate and you don't own a phone, you can always write to us at Post Office Box 20, Parkville 3052. And remember, over the last 6 years, this office has remained open because of your generosity. It has been a focus of the independence struggle around the world.